Four sides of the ring. Four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion. Your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating. You know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring. Leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring. Four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion. Your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating. You know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring. Leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring.
Welcome back to another episode of Four Sides of the Ring. It's your boy Chana, whoever you need me to be. And tonight's gonna be a good episode. It's Pepsi Phil versus the Bloodline. And coming to the stage first, I've been introducing him last for like the last 2 weeks. So I'm gonna introduce him first this time. My boy Tino, your favorite wrestling analyst, favorite wrestling analyst, the wrestling guru's guru. Self-proclaimed by himself, because I don't even know where the hell he got that from. He called me up one day. He was like, "Listen, stupid, I'm the GOAT." And I was like, "What does that even mean?" Then he hung up on me.
That's exactly how it went. He painted that picture really well. It's good to be on another week with the boys. Looking forward to talking another fun topics of some pro wrestling. Let's get it.
And then we also have the founder, also known as the voice of God, Marcus Hernandez.
No.
How we doing today, brother?
Doing
Marcus got
great.
a little embarrassed in the chat. He said, please don't say that.
Yeah, please don't call me the voice of God, because it's not what I am. The founder is fine. Founder will always be fine.
The voice of God. Okay, and now the fourth member for tonight's show. We haven't seen him in a little while, but he is part of championship culture, wrestling around. Trivia. I don't even know what the championship is called because it's been so long since we defended it.
I know.
I'm blaming NetRam. It's NetRam's fault. Let's just say it. NetRam. When are these guys defended the championship?
We've been the reigning champions for almost 2 years now, huh?
Since, you know what?
Since WrestleMania 40.
Listen, you're as bad as Roman. You haven't defended the championship once. You haven't popped up on TV.
Hey, bro, he's reigning, defending,
Undisputed.
Undisputed. Him and Hugh go a long way.
One half of the reigning, defending, undisputed. 3-count trivia champions of the world.
I hit him up. I was
100%.
like, when are you guys defending the championship? He was like, new phone. Who this?
He said, no. He said, where's our belts? We can't defend them. We won't defend them until we get our belts. Because somebody's holding them hostage. And those are nice belts.
Between me and you, I think they're in North Carolina. But how you doing today, brother?
Okay. I'm doing good. Yes, I'm pretty sure of it. Yes, sir.
The Zombie King. Wait. We gotta start this. I gotta cut everybody off now. Since I got the Zombie King here in attendance, we're gonna play my favorite game. We're gonna play Where the Zombie King is Wrestling this week. I'm so glad you got to see this live. Friday, March 27, 2026, bell time at 7 o'clock, Hudson Catholic High School in Jersey City, New Jersey. Junior Flo is going against NIW. He's about to be MIA after the Zombie King is done with him. All right, what's next? TCW Another Level Insanity, Saturday, April 25th, 2026, in Tom's River, New Jersey. I don't know what the Zombie King is doing, but he's there to kick some ass and take some names. Or not.
He's
even
on the card.
He's on the card. Listen, he's wrestling. TCW. Honestly, I like this. A hit is a hit. A bang is a banger. The Zombie King's on his card too. Wrestling. Saturday, March 9th. Once again, Farmingdale, New Jersey.
Whoever made this, TCW, great marketing. Because at a quick glance, that looks like big shit.
It looks like an AEW flyer. First thing I thought was All In. I said, oh, that's nice.
ECBW Live Pro Wrestling Presents on Friday, April 17th, 2026 in Hapacon, New Jersey. God damn, New Jersey. That's a
Hopacon, my guy. Hopacon. Come on now.
Hopacon?
It's Hopacon, New Jersey.
And I see Zombie King's name on the card. I just can't make out who he's wrestling. It don't even matter who he's wrestling. He's the GOAT of all GOATs, the Conqueror's Conqueror. He's on the card. Listen, support you. Oh, we got one more. And ECBW, once again, Saturday, April 11th, bell time 7 p.m. at Mahopac, New York. You see, it's New York. I can pronounce that.
It's New York. We got it.
Listen, Drew, it don't matter who you are, buddy. You going missing. You going AWOL. It's not happening. The Zombie King is coming after you. And we got
That's
what
last
I said.
You can always follow our boy. Go see him live. MJ Live, Michael Jackson experience at the Harrison Hotel Casino in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Also, book my boy because he will put asses in seats. I promise you, he's nice in the ring.
Well, he'll put
Book
the
the Zombie King too. Book the Zombie King
1000%.
too because he's also nice as fuck.
Zombie King's been working. He's booked. He's booked.
All that's to be said is please support your local indies. If you like wrestling and you love wrestling, there's no better way to support wrestling than seeing your local indies. Pop up, show some love, see the next generation of wrestlers. You'll be surprised to see who pops up.
1000%. You get to see the next generation. Sometimes you see some legends, see some guys who've been in the game for a little while. It's always fun to see.
Listen, man.
And you know my favorite part.
What's up? Talk to us.
Every belt has a story. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, every belt do have a story. Listen, Zombie King, you heard him. You got to bring us back some gold so I could talk hella halal for you on your behalf. But Nitram, go to work. All right, so we're gonna start off our show. How we always start off a show. We have a brand new segment called Mark Your Calendars. Tino, what should we mark our calendar for today?
All right, folks. So it was some interesting things to mark the calendar for this date. But I'm gonna start off with 1994 ECW pay-per-view Ultimate Jeopardy. Pretty significant just because that pay-per-view was kind of, you see the promotion shifting towards a hardcore style of wrestling. Shane Douglas had defeated Terry Funk that day to win the ECW title. Ending of that match, I actually seen the clip earlier. It still holds up pretty well. Shane Douglas hits him with like a reverse pile driver with a plastic bag over his head. Sounds pretty familiar. That's kind of how he ended his 90-day reign as champion. So I thought that was pretty significant. Shane Douglas doesn't get a lot of love, but he was pretty talented. Last one, again, wasn't really much to pick from, but last one is going to be March 26, 2001. It was the last episode of WCW Nitro, a night known as Night of Champions, where we got to see Booker T defeat Scott Steiner to unify the WCW heavyweight title and the US title. That show was very significant because, well, WCW was bought out. That was the show that, well, again, we've probably seen the clip. Shane McMahon kind of comes out, announces that he's purchased the company, made big news, and we kind of know where it goes from there. So that's marking your calendar. Pretty significant history in this day in wrestling. But now we're gearing towards today and the future. So let's get it, boys.
Nice. Thank you for marking our calendars. Talking about the last episode of WCW, it came out sometime last week that TK had put in a bid for WWE. Could you imagine if TK would have popped up on Monday Night Raw and said, I just bought WWE? And then you have a gauntlet of AEW superstars just run down the ring and just take some names. That would have been very interesting if Tony Khan would have purchased WWE. I wonder how that would have been. Obviously the money's there. But just the I just wonder how the booking would have went for sure. So this was in 2023. That was still kind of like prime Bloodline. I wonder how he would have booked that, how he would have integrated his talent with the WWE system. It would have been very, very interesting. That's for sure. I will say I'm glad everything fell where the chips are where they are. I mean, I love all promotions of wrestling, and AEW is doing pretty well. So the fact that he didn't buy it, I'm not too mad at it. All right, let's get into our first topic for today. Tino, this is mostly for you because you was talking about this. Marcus as well. Who is Blackheart Lio Rush? I keep seeing him bald-headed, white contact lenses. Scary.
Yes.
That is terrifying.
It's scary.
Yes.
That is terrifying. The smile's even worse. It kind of looks like I'm from the movie Him. You know what I mean? The football movie about Jordan Peele. That is who is
That's
Lio
hilarious.
Rush? It's nuts. Who is this guy?
I will say it's funny you say that because I believe it was on the Sunday night slam dunk. I was gonna go to watch the Saturday show. Anyways, he caught my attention because like I totally forgot that they were doing like a Saturday Sunday. So I'm like about to change the channel. I'm like, oh shit, Lio Rush. Everything's like I was sold off rip, like from the intro song, from his appearance, just everything about it. I'm hooked. I hope it's not just like a quick, kind of mid card, kind of just getting quick feuds. I want to see a little push with Lio Rush. I think Lio Rush is super talented. He could still go in the ring. I mean, he's moving like a possessed person. So obviously he could still, do whatever. But honestly, I'm sold. I'm sold on the gimmick. I'm sold on just how he kind of prances around and like suicides dive out the ring. Like it's so fun to watch. I so far love this character, even if it's only been 1 or 2 times. I love this character.
Marcus, anything from you?
I mean, yeah, I pretty much agreed with everything that T said. I mean, he had the character for like a year and a half now since he's debuted it. I think we even kind of compared it to the Zombie King a little bit in a sense where he was wearing the mask. He had the heart. He kind of looked like a zombie at the time because he didn't have the bald head. But I feel like the bald head sells the gimmick 100%.
It does. He looks crazy as hell.
I'm happy for Lio because this is something different from Lio. This is not the small acrobatic guy who could do flips. This is different. It works for him. I'm happy AEW is putting it on television and giving him the shot to try this and do a little bit different. AEW needs a little bit. They need a little bit more entertainment, and he is that perfect amount of entertainment, but can also put a 5-star match on. So,
1,000%.
Let's run this and see what it can do.
I'm gonna get the guy involved right now because I see him patiently waiting. What a good guy Brandon the guy is. Lucky to have him on the show tonight. The WWE Hall of Fame. And I preface this by saying is like I don't know what it is, but it feels severely underwhelming this year. Severely underwhelming. We have Stephanie McMahon, AJ Styles, Demolition Bad News Brown, and Sid Vicious.
Also, Dennis Rodman. I forgot about that one.
And Dennis Rodman. That's even the Wacky one. It feels bizarre and underwhelming. The guy. Can you give us your take on how you feel about the WrestleMania Hall of Fame class and how it stacks up to previous years?
So I think the problem that we have with this year's WrestleMania class is the announcements. We had Stephanie McMahon last year being announced, AJ Styles being announced in a different fashion, and the road to WrestleMania has now become a different path that we have to take, right? On the road to WrestleMania, the excitement was every week getting the release of who's going to be in this class. The Hall of Fame felt like a big deal. It felt like a show within itself that's like, okay, this is also part of the WrestleMania experience. But now it doesn't feel like it's part of the experience. It feels like it's a check in the box. So, yes, you got a Stephanie McMahon. You got AJ Styles, all well-deserved of the Hall of Fame. Legion of Doom, even Brandy's. Everybody is deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. And it feels like it's about time. But it doesn't feel like the emphasis has been on it as it's been in the past because the emphasis really isn't on WrestleMania. The emphasis is what is going to happen at Mania. We used to be excited about the road to WrestleMania. Now I just feel like, okay, yep, it's WrestleMania. It's just like it would have the same luster if it was like, yep, just a Super Bowl. It doesn't feel like everybody has that excitement getting into it, but it's just losing a little bit of excitement right now.
Yeah, definitely true. Tino, I know you have some notes on the Hall of Fame. Give us your thoughts.
So yeah, honestly, I agree with the guy. Honestly, the Hall of Fame has, I think we could maybe all agree, is just trying to get names just to kind of try to sell some tickets. You just kind of get some big names out there, maybe some household names. Again, it's just an extra night to sell some tickets during WrestleMania weekend.
But quick question: if it was just to sell tickets and move names, why wouldn't they induct John Cena after his last match?
So because you don't want AJ to be overshadowed.
Yes.
AJ is the biggest one. Yes, AJ has to be the front runner.
You could do both at the same time. And who is it offending?
It wouldn't. You would be competing for Stephanie can take the back seat because Stephanie was a I don't want this. You can tell she's like, I don't know, please. She might not feel like she deserves it, but she does. Let's call it what it is. You got AJ Styles who well deserves it. He should be a Hall of Fame in every company he's ever been in, hands down. You know, the biggest star of this generation as far as wrestling. The crossover appeal, we can talk about that, but I'm just saying the biggest wrestling star of the last 20 years is arguably AJ Styles, right?
Yeah.
So you put Cena, who's the GOAT, in there. You're going to forget about AJ Styles. You're going to forget about Stephanie. You're going to forget about Bad News Bro. You're not even going to want to talk about any of them. It's going to all be about him.
I agree, 1,000%. The biggest notes that I really wrote on the Hall of Fame was really just like who I thought was maybe a snub. I don't know if you guys would agree, but I would think that Jim Johnson would deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. At least in like the main wing, not in like the Legends wing or anything like that. He got a lot of wrestlers over with their theme songs. I mean, we all know the Stone Cold, The Undertaker, The Rock, but he also did Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho. The last theme I believe he made was for at the time Baron Corbin, now Bishop Dyer. So his fingerprints is all over wrestling from the mid 80s to like 2017. I think he deserved a spot. That was really my biggest note out of the Hall of Fame. Obviously everyone's deserving, especially Psycho Sid. He was a massive draw. I believe he was like maybe the first professional wrestler to main event 2 different WrestleManias in facing Hulk Hogan and Undertaker. But as the guy said, man, it's become a little, you know, like doesn't have that same appeal.
All right, Marcus, any thoughts?
I feel like the Hall of Fame used to mean something. You know, like
it used to. And I'm not saying like, people are undeserving, but it just feels like it's lackluster.
No, yeah, it's like Brendan the guy said. Everyone is deserving of the Hall of Fame. If you put your time in, you showed that you cared about this business, and you laid on your back, you put people over. It doesn't matter what you did. You put your time in, and you showed the world that you cared about this, and you did everything in your heart and power to move this business forward. You deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Like Brandon the guy also said, Stephanie didn't look like she wanted to be. If you say she doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, you're crazy. You obviously haven't watched wrestling. She is a part of wrestling.
Yep.
All of history, especially when it comes to women's wrestling, right? So for me, it's just like the people that we've have seen in the last couple of years have been just cuz. Let's do it just cuz. Rey Mysterio, just cuz. He's still wrestling just cuz. Who cares? Let's just put him in. AJ Styles, it's his last year. Just cuz. Let's do it. Like you said, Chana, if you really wanted to, if you wanted to sell tickets, you could have told AJ, we got you next year. John Cena has to be the guy. We need people in Vegas. Let's do Cena. And nothing against AJ Styles, but you're trying to sell tickets. You want people to be there. Sid Vicious, that's dope. Congratulations, because it is well deserving. But without the help of One West Side Gun, and he has every right to speak all the shit he wants. Without him, I don't really think TKO looks that way. I don't think the other people who ran before looks that way as Sid Vicious. Same thing for Bad News. Did his thing, well deserved. But if it wasn't for just certain things, I feel like these guys really wouldn't be in the forefront. So it looks like these guys are just here just cuz. So it doesn't seem important. It doesn't seem like I need to go watch AJ Styles in Vegas and give him my time in his last speech.
And that's a good point, especially since the Hall of Fame is directly right after SmackDown. And it's extremely late on the East Coast. You're talking about something that starts at like 10, 11 p.m. and goes until like 12, 1:30. And it's a time crunch, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of wrestling fans that know and love AJ Styles. But Bad News Brown, Sid Vicious, a lot of people aren't familiar with those names. So while you're waiting to get to AJ Styles, you're starting to snooze off. We've seen a couple of wrestlers close their eyes during the show themselves. You know what I mean? They sit in front and center nodding.
Ric Flair shitted on Muda on his Hall of Fame speech. Just introducing the great Muda was so drunk. My man was just blabbering just to blabber. Embarrassing.
North Carolina's finest, gentlemen.
And I think that it doesn't feel like, okay, remember how you
That's
used to
me now.
watch the draft, right? You always excited to see who the next one was. It was like a big deal for it to be revealed. Now, because it's coming out so randomly, it's like, oh, okay, that checks out. Oh, that checks out. It's not like a weekly thing like, oh, who's going to be the next one in the Hall of Fame? You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, that checks out. And it's downplaying the careers of those that are being inducted. It feels like they did all of this throughout their career. Like Bad Knees Brown, I'm just saying for the things that he's done, being the first, I believe, Florida heavyweight champion. Is that right? I think may have to fact check. But the fact is like, oh yeah, and by the way, he's going to the Hall of Fame. That's how I felt the announcement was. So,
and to be honest, I think like Steph should have got inducted before her husband. I think when Triple H got inducted, everybody was like, "Oh, damn, bro, you became the boss and put yourself in the Hall of Fame." Like that's what we're doing. Like, come on, like that's what we're doing.
I didn't even think it was.
I never thought about it. I think it was the no, what you call it? What's his name? The Khan in WWE.
Oh, Nick.
That definitely, that definitely came from Nick. That was a Nick move. Yeah, Nick was like, "No, he." And think about it, Nick is probably like you got to understand this thing. Triple H probably doesn't want it, but Nick Khan was like, "No, he needs it." And yeah, we can argue.
Not right now. He doesn't need it now. Like he's.
Oh, you know what I mean?
If he wasn't in the Hall of Fame, people would say, "Oh yeah, he's a Hall of Famer." Eventually, Triple H will be in the Hall of Fame because he's doing amazing things. But he didn't need it. What 2 years ago or last year, whenever it was, he didn't need it.
Yeah, so sometimes also, they no, go ahead.
No, I was just also you gotta realize TKO has pretty much made him the face of WWE.
Oh, 100%.
He's a face and the voice of WWE. Like, so they kind of probably said, "No, we want you to do this, and this is what you're going to do." So my fault. Sorry.
No, that's fine. But honestly, that's what the WWE has been doing for the last couple of years. They like you said, Marcus. They just kind of just inserting that person in there just because, and that's kind of what it felt like for Triple H. I kind of feel like sometimes, again, obviously we said it a million times already, like all these guys are deserving to be in the Hall of Fame, but like I personally feel AJ maybe could have waited. You know, it's just one of those things where like I feel they're doing it too soon. You know, like his career just finished a couple of months ago. Maybe wait a couple years. It's too soon. And that was I'm comparing, I guess, AJ to like the Triple H Hall of Fame. It's too soon.
Can I ask a question though? Can I just, if you say AJ was supposed to wait, with that match that he had, the retirement, do you think it would have had okay, I'm okay with the retirement match if we had to wait a whole another year? Because remember, we were all like, wait a minute, something's not right. It didn't feel right. If we had to wait a year for him to be inducted, because as soon as they made that announcement, I said, I'm okay with the last match.
I mean, I'm okay with the last match regardless, but for me, I guess I try to think from like sports outside of wrestling to where like when a player retires, as great as they are, they're not going to go into the Hall of Fame like that next year. At least that's not the case all the time. So that's just kind of how I feel a little bit with the WWE. It's like, okay, I get it. He's a legend. Again, well-deserving to be in all Hall of Fames in every promotion he was in. But he just retired a few months ago. Let him get his rest. Let us miss him just a little bit more. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let's see him in a couple of years. Appreciate him. It's like, oh shit, it's AJ. He looks so different. Some time went by. That's just kind of how my perspective on it. Again, I'm glad AJ is there. And in my opinion, maybe besides Stephanie, he's like the biggest name. But you know,
no, you have a very good point. Wrestling is the only sport that you can induct your person into the Hall of Fame still active or recently retired. Baseball, football, basketball, all got to wait a couple of years. Even Tom Brady, who's
I was just going to say
Hall of Famer,
we all know exactly. Yeah.
Even though they did Bill Belichick dirty, guaranteed Hall of Famers. You know what I mean? Yes, NetRam, give them the flowers while they're alive today, but we're just making the comparison that wrestling is the only sport where you induct people who are still potentially wrestling.
1,000%. And AJ, God bless him, as far as we understand, he's pretty healthy. He's a little older, but he's not like, in his 70s, like there's still time, people like Sid Vicious, Dennis Rodman, Demolition, those older talents, of course, you want to induct them because they were away for the business for a long time. So
I have a question for you. Do you think Saudi gave TKO extra money to have John Cena's Hall of Fame induction in Saudi Arabia. Because they know that's an
Cena wrestling next year. They added another 0. Cena is going to be all over it. He's going to be the headliner of WrestleMania 43 night 1 and night 2. And the Rumble. He's going to win the Rumble next year. He's going to be the headliner for it. He's going to do it in his Peacemaker suit. I'm going to shut up. Let me stop.
The last real champion. But
it's not technically John Cena if he comes out in the Peacemaker suit. That's right.
Exactly. He's not retired. He's not. DC and the WWE has a great partnership. Screw you, AEW.
Do you fellas really think this man is a Hall of Famer?
As much as Drew Curry and Bob Barker is a Hall of Famer, and yes, at that level, I understand it. I'm not going to dispute it because it's like I don't think Drew Curry is a Hall of Famer. You know, they always do a celebrity for a different reason, and the fact they put that NWO shirt on, that's to sell some more merchandise. And granted, you need ambassadors everywhere. WWE has now become it's more entertaining than wrestling. This is the entertainment side. We just got to embrace it. I hate to say it. I'm not okay with it, but guess what? We just got to embrace it.
That's very true.
Talking about Mania weekend, I feel like I have the answer for this already, but Stand and Deliver is not on Mania weekend. Do you guys see the vision of why it's not on WrestleMania weekend? Or shall we?
Yes.
Tino's lost. Tino's lost. I see it in his face right now, Tino. Why is Stand and Deliver not on WrestleMania weekend?
If I had to say again, I think it's just going back to the big thing that I feel like everyone is talking about is selling tickets. You go to another area, see if you could sell some tickets. That's the only thing I could really think of.
That's not it. You know what it is? They're in Saudi Arabia next year, and WrestleMania is going to have like a 12 p.m. start time. And since they do Stand and Deliver in the morning, what they're going to do it at 4:30 in the morning when everybody's sleeping?
They do it with the UFC.
NXT is wrestling, and NXT, yes, that's the UFC. You know what I mean? They're going to have WWE fans. Bro, they're going to be tuckered out. They're going to finish NXT Stand and Deliver, go to sleep, and miss WrestleMania entirely. And they're going to be pissed. They're gonna be sick. Well, bro, you take a nap, you wake up at 4:00, you watch Stand and Deliver, you're amped, you try to fight it, stay up so you can go watch WrestleMania. You finally crash at 9 a.m. in the morning, you wake up at 5:30.
And you wake up at John Cena with the title.
and you question
both titles.
How did we get here? So mostly I do believe it's just a Saudi Arabia thing. They're trying to get you ready for next year. From when they have Stand and Deliver on another night because they possibly can't do it back to back. WrestleMania is like a 4.5 hour show. God forbid the pre-show too. You know what I mean, bro? Right. You know why they messed up? Because they did the Australia pay-per-view and it was like never again. Had a pay-per-view at 6:00 in the morning.
6:00.
That was insane. Yeah.
Had no replay value either. I was like, oh, these are the results. Cool.
So yeah, literally, you wake up like go on Twitter. It's like, all right, cool. That's what happened.
Nice.
Hey, but with no pun intended, though, this is the time for NXT to Stand and Deliver. Prove that you don't need Mania weekend to sell out a PLE.
It was mad convenient. It was right across the street in Philly. It was right across the street from the lake.
I think it was right across the street in Vegas too.
It was. Bro,
we walked from one arena. I mean, walked from the what you call it to the stadium. Just walked to the bar lot. It was like, yep, perfect.
We used to and we was harassing people because we was doing trivia.
And recording, right? That's one of the in your interest video. That's one of the things y'all were doing. Yeah, get trivia. Yeah, I don't. And I know we want to move on from Stand and Deliver. My only thing is, I think it's the wrong time to move it. And I want you to laugh when I say this. When we went at WrestleMania 40, we had wrestling the whole day, and we didn't mind because it was exciting. It was entertaining, right? We're going to get less matches with more money. And you're going to move Stand and Deliver where you know Stand and Deliver guarantees you to have out of, what was it, like 5 or 6 matches, and 5 of them were great. It was like one match that was like the downside, but it's like now Stand and Deliver is gone. I don't know if I will go to see Stand and Deliver on its own. You know, I don't know if I would make that my destination. Like if it was already here, I would get a ticket and go, but I'm not going to be like, oh, let me drive to Philly to go see Stand and Deliver. I'm not going to.
You know what made it work? Especially if you went to the show live, you was watching it live, you finished it, you went to go hang out with your friends, go eat, get a couple drinks, get yourself situated for WrestleMania. You made a day out of it. You know what I mean? It was a day of wrestling. The viewer at home is a little more complex because you know what I mean. It's like you're waking up early, watching the show, handle your business. For example, my wife loves to go to Target. She says we go to Target. I say yes, ma'am. Not a problem. We're there right now. Could you imagine me telling my wife, nah, we can't go anywhere from 9 to 12 because I gotta watch Shannon deliver. But we got to be back before 7 p.m. so I can go watch WrestleMania. She'll look me dead in my face and tell me, pick one or the other. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, stand and deliver.
It was just a prank. It was a prank. I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? It's nuts. Next year, WrestleMania is gonna suck because try to tell Grayson, Grayson, Daddy can't go play with you for the next 5 hours, this entire weekend, because WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia, and I gotta watch the ghost of the ghost of Hogan versus Andre the Giant in the holograph. You know what I mean, like the Tupac holograph.
I was gonna say the holograph. It's gonna be a 3D rendering of them.
It's crazy. Could you imagine if they do it? They found a way to like do the holograms of like recipes to everybody who's passed in wrestling. And do
honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they do that at some point. To me,
I'm telling you, I think if you go back a couple episodes, I've been saying hologram Dusty Rhodes is going to help Cody win the title.
You have said that.
That is gross.
I have heard you say that.
If that
I'm telling you, Chana, look, WrestleMania 45, Dom versus Cody for the WWE Championship.
Oh my God.
They both hit each other with a chair. They get knocked out. All of a sudden, the lights go out. White light in the ring. Hologram Eddie. Hologram Dusty for 5 minutes. You're locked in.
That's horrible. It comes out like Beyblades when you like it just comes. It's like what's going on?
I thought I was the wild one. I thought I was wild. I just say all the wild stuff to get a laugh. He's committed to this. He is all the way committed. Okay. All right, found it.
Listen, Beyblades is nuts. But
we know that visual. We knew exactly what he was saying.
I'm not gonna hold you. That'd be insane. After the chair shot, you just see Dom and Cody reaching the pocket.
Let it rip. Ain't that what they used to say? Let it rip.
And before they just collapse simultaneously. That'd be nuts.
Or I'd be like, Eddie Guerrero, I choose you, like it's a Pokeball.
And that being said, let's go to our first commercial break. I'll see you guys.
What's up, my fellow bad guys? Just when you thought we were down bad, Brandy's here to pick us right back up. Thanks to our partnership with SeatGeek, we got good seats and great prices. New users can score a fantastic $20 off their final ticket purchase by using the exclusive promo code 4SIDESOTR at checkout for any event. That's 4SIDESOTR. Tell them the bad guy sent you.
Tell them the bad guy sent you.
My favorite side of the ring.
That's crazy because he don't even like us no more.
See, look,
hey, there you go.
There you go. My favorite side of the ring. That's what I'm talking about.
He hasn't commented in weeks. He wanted the show, and he's over here commenting.
He's like my favorite. He's like, I got to make sure he knows I'm here. You're still my favorite.
Listen,
Pretty Savage.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to Four Sides of the Ring, people. We record every Thursday live. Also, give a big shout out to Championship Culture. Give them a shout because every belt has a story. Except the one Cody Rhodes' hands has because it's terrible. It's miserable, and I hate it. I absolutely despise it. That being said, what is the perfect amount of time for a wrestling show to have some wrestling?
I can. You want me to just go and get it out the way? You just
Listen. Let's get into it. Honestly,
I'm gonna say this. Tony Khan and Triple H, y'all need to have a conversation and find a happy medium. Because when I watch AEW, I can't take a freaking break. Because you're like, oh, I'm about to go to the bathroom. Oh, boy, this is the match I want to see. Oh, I'm about to go take a break. Oh, wait a minute. Why is this match so good? It's so much wrestling. And then you go to WWE. WWE has become that episode of South Park. Remember when they was doing the act? It was like, this is wrestling. And there was absolutely no wrestling. That's what I feel like. So I just need a happy medium. I don't know what the answer would be because Vince McMahon gave us 2-hour-long pre-shows with matches and then 6-hour WrestleManias, right? Tony Khan is giving us you got to work 2 days to watch wrestling with him. which is overload because sometimes like that could have been on TV. But then when you see, I mean, not on pay per view on TV, but then when you see his TV match, you're like, that should have been on pay per view. But either way, it's just good wrestling. So good wrestling sometimes can overload you, and not enough wrestling can make you say, well, I wanted them to do something. I don't want to see entrances for 20 minutes and promo packages and can do something? They right there. You got a roster. Do something. Ring the bell. And I'm tired of everybody just brawling. But that's my 2 cents. I don't know what the happy medium is. I'm gonna shut up.
It's hard because AEW tickets are so affordable as we are all going to Double or Nothing in New York. And we are getting our money's worth. Tickets weren't expensive, really good tickets, really good seats. And we're gonna get every single one of our dollars worth for those tickets, hands down.
Hands down.
And it's been announced, heavily speculated that Saturday Night Main Event in July is gonna be in Madison Square Garden.
Yep. I've seen that.
That's gonna be a cool event to go to. But do I want to spend that money for 4 matches? And I gotta listen, I live in Staten Island. So I gotta pay the gas. I gotta pay the toll. The Verrazano Bridge is like the second highest expensive bridge in the United States behind San Francisco.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah, it's up there. It's like $20 now, bro. It's nuts. Then I gotta pay. Then I gotta pay the end street tolls because we got the congestion pricing.
Yeah.
And I gotta pay 2 of those, and then I gotta pay $60 for parking. You know what I mean? And then it's still the garden.
And it's like it's kind of like you said, it's a little, and it's kind of the same. Like I don't drive in here in New York. Like I take public transportation, but even then, like you said, like as we all know, WWE tickets are super expensive. And then like, at least for me, not getting like your money's worth. Like I was actually looking into, I believe NXT is going to be in New York on Tuesday, and I'm off of work on Tuesdays. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me go see how tickets are looking so I can go to a show. I'll treat myself. And I'm not exaggerating on the price, but it was like maybe 3 something, and it was like super far away. And NXT is going to be great, right? NXT should be great in New York, but to pay $300 and something to be on like, you know, to touch the New York Knicks banners, it's kind of not worth it. But to answer the question head on, if I had to give a number, like for a pay-per-view event, give me 5 hours. Give me 6 matches, and if you want to put some segments in between, some promos, that's fine. I said 5 hours. I apologize.
It's an hour of match, my guy. An hour of segments.
Every match is an Iron Man match.
My bad. Like 6 matches, 4 hours, I think is the sweet spot for like a pay-per-view you have, or PLE you have like maybe a 30-minute match, because we all know the entrances is at least 10 minutes. So like at least 6 matches, 4 hours, I think would be the sweet spot.
Yo, I want all the wrestlers to be glad Tino's not the booker, because you'll be out there 50-minute bangers.
Hey, look,
weekly.
We got to do it how they did it back in the day. An hour a match, and then you drive to the next town and then give me another hour match. That's we got to bring it back to those days.
That's
keep your ring gear on. Just go put a jacket on and go get checked out medical.
You're gonna pull the
medical.
Mick
You think we could pay for medical? Just go to the other venue. It's fine.
They expecting you. Hit my music.
Don't worry. There's water backstage. It's all good.
Just pull a Mick Foley. Just take your sweaty shirt, wring it out in the sink, throw it back on, and go back out.
Yep. You got it.
Mrs. Foley's baby boy.
Absolutely nuts. We got some comments. Why book Saturday Night Main Event in MSG when the Knicks will be in the playoffs? Well, this is in July. I think the Knicks season should be over in June when we win the championship.
Yes, sir.
So that's about it. So when Tino's talking about touching banners, I will pay that money to go touch a banner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a banner. I said banners. It's what, 2? Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
So this is Tino's last episode.
No, I don't know this sports stuff.
This is Tino's both sides of the ring. I want to say thank you for your time and your service to the Times. I appreciate you. I don't handle that tomfoolery, especially with somebody who doesn't live in Oklahoma. You don't live there.
It's fine. We're reigning champs. We're gonna 2-peat, and it's fine.
Know what it smells like. You don't know what I'm not getting this. He ticked me. He absolutely ticked me.
That's crazy.
So this is our second biggest thing, because I have something near and dear to my heart that I'm saving for the end. But let's talk about this. Will AEW Women's roster survive without Toni Storm? We say this because last week we all giggled and kikied and said Toni Storm would only be out for a couple of weeks. And then TK said no, she's going to be out for the remainder of the year. And on top of that, Ronda Rousey did not sign a contract with AEW. She's on tape saying, I just wanted to give it to TKO.
Yeah.
So will the AEW women's roster survive? Because we do know, without Toni Storm the last couple times, the women's division got extremely stale.
I mean, I will say, I think if they book it right, then yes, because AEW has a stacked talent of women's wrestlers. If I had to pick one, like who I think should step up for Toni Storm, like a specific wrestler, I think it should be Mercedes. She hasn't been on TV for a few months. She's losing titles. Last we seen her, she lost the title. She lost the opportunity to Toni Storm. So I would kind of like to see Mercedes back on the horse and back on TV. But if they book it right, they have all the talent in the world that the roster would be fine. Like I think even Mina, it would be great at it if they told the story right. I mean, earlier the guy was saying how some matches on TV should be on pay-per-views and vice versa. Like yesterday's matchup, and I'm not going to get too deep into this. Yesterday's matchup between Mina and Tekla, if you build that and tell the story right, that could be on like a PLE card. So I think it just kind of depends on how they book it, because they have the talent for it. So I think the roster will be fine. The division will be fine.
It's not mostly about the talent, because I do believe Chris Statlander has stepped into that main event role. And as somebody who has defeated Mercedes and Toni Storm in back-to-back matches, she is now, even though Tekla has a championship, Chris is the cream of the crop. You know what I mean? She is the top of the women's division right now by default. And you do have the talent. They have the most talented women's division in all of wrestling.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, just real quick. And there's a lot of, besides Statlander, like there's a few a woman who I don't think, you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, that could get us more TV time. You got Athena, who's super great. You have Queen Aminata, who's down, I think, in ROH. So there's a lot of women who could fill up that spot. It's just they have to me, tell the right story, because a lot of the women in AEW could go.
All of them. All of them.
I don't even think we're at a point where we're like replacing somebody, right? Like Toni hasn't been in the main title spot in quite some time now, and the belt was interesting with Chris, and now it's even more interesting with Tekla, because I think we all agree she's just awesome. She's just dope. So I think the women's direction over there at AEW is moving the right direction. You know what I mean? They're going the right way. I think creative is doing the right thing. Tina said it best. Like, I think everybody forgot. CEO is making her way back. She is dropping some titles. She is putting other people over. She is coming for the world championship. They're just writing this in the books for us. We also have a Britt Baker who's shelved. We don't know what the story is there, right? She could come back any given point of time on said notice. So I think AEW is going to be a perfect find. There's plenty of young talent. When you have Sky Blue, you have Julia Hart, you have, like Taino said, Queen Aminata. You can call her up any given time. She's going to work. Athena, I think she's an ROH lifer. I don't think she's coming to AEW. Yeah. Sadly, we would love that, but I think there's just so many women over there that can definitely get the job done. And I think Sean, I think you're right. It's not about the talent. I think it's just about how creative can get it moving and keep it interesting while Tony's out.
And that's the most important thing, because they have to say they have the talent is just underplaying them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The talent's there. The most talented women's division ever assembled, honestly. It's just how about the book.
It's just the storytelling. Yeah, it's just the storytelling. And I think we all love AEW, but maybe we could all agree is they just got to work on the storytelling. That's really it. That's at least how I feel. That's just how
I don't really think it's more about the storytelling. I think it's just more about just booking. You know what I mean? I guess they're hand in hand, but it's like for a reason. NXT shouldn't have the best women's division, but they do, because how they're booked. The women are always to end the show. It wouldn't be crazy to say the women's division runs NXT.
That's a fact.
The men's division is just there to say they have a men's division. You know what I mean?
NXT if NXT was an all-woman show, I don't think anybody would care. It would probably take a week or two somewhere. Like, wait a minute, there was no men's matches. There was no men's segment. It would really be like, wait a minute, because one of the shows, like the first hour, was just all women's matches or segments. Mm-hmm. Remember, it wasn't too long ago, and I was like, oh, that was enjoyable. But the only thing that scares me about AEW's division, and has always been my problem with AEW, Tony Khan does a great job of making me care for that person, and then it's like, wait a minute, what happened? It's always what happened?
It's you know what I mean?
Like, it's always a what. Like, I'm probably going to die on this hill that you have Willow right there and has yet to be women's champion, because it's always here she is, it's Willow. Never mind, what happened? You know what I mean? Like Jamie Hayter out of nowhere went from Britt Baker's lackey to a megastar, and I still have not figured out how that happened, because it was like, oh, we like her. Like, it was just like in your face, she's here, and it's even to the point. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was to your Willow. I feel like that's her story for right now. Like, her thing is, she might think she wants the title, but she doesn't want it as bad as she truly wants it, because when someone comes crying, she's too kind, and she's like, okay, I need to help this person. I need to go and help this person. So I think that's just her story. Like, we're gonna build her up, and then it's just like every single time, here comes somebody who's weak and can't fight for themselves, and Willow's like, well, that's me. I gotta do this. Let me step up. And she takes these side machines. But I agree with you. She should be world champion.
Like Julia Hart. Think about it. She put a hat on and got new entrance music, and we cared. You know what I mean? It was like, literally, it was like, wow, this is amazing. This is different.
Varsity Blondes.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he does these things where it's like he turns it on instantly, where you're like, this is my new favorite wrestler. This is my thing I want to see. And then it's like, whoa, but wait, like, I'm going to say something crazy, and it's because I'm a fan. Where is Sheeta? Sheeta comes on TV every time, and you instantly care about her. I'll never forget that WrestleMania 40 weekend when we went to ROH. Sheeta and Athena had the match that I said, why did y'all stop? Let them keep going. It was so great because Sheeta is just that great. She commands the attention. She is that it factor that you could insert at any time. But then it's like, oh, but where is she? You know what I mean? That's always been my problem with AEW. I can't. Every time I get vested, it's like he moves on. And I don't know if it's a booking. I don't know if it's the 40 women on the roster, which is an in-depth roster between ROH and AEW, because they're, yes, we know Deonna Purrazzo is an ROH person now, but look with her. She was there, and it was like, oh, what happened? You know what I mean? Like, it's always but where are they? That's my only fear.
Well, it came to a point at one point in time, they was booking all the women debuts the same way. They would debut to go face Toni Storm. You know what I mean? So it came to the point of, at the end of a Toni Storm match, it was like, who's next? Who's coming out? And the thing is, I don't disagree with you guys about Willow, but I will also say Willow's not in a bad spot. Up until last pay-per-view, she was a double champion. She was TBS and the inaugural Women's Tag Team Champion, pulling double duty. That's not nothing to scoff at. Yes, the Willow as world champion will be amazing to witness, but she's definitely getting booked properly. Julie was
let me say this.
Champion before she got hurt.
This is going to be your problem, and this is what I want you to think about. If Willow was a man with the Intercontinental title, you would say give her a world title. You would not have wanted to see her a second time as Intercontinental champion. You would be saying, why is she not your world champion? U.S. champion.
If she didn't have a proper first reign. She won the belt off of Julia Hart because Julia got injured and she needed to drop the championship.
To who? Who did she need to drop? Who did Willow drop it to?
She dropped it to Mercedes.
That was the story. It wasn't because she was hurt. Who do we put it on that could survive and actually do it and drop it to Mercedes and come out on the other side still on top of that game?
Hurt. Yes, but Julia got hurt.
But Willow was the only person.
It was Julia's job. It was Julia's job to job that belt to Mercedes, but she got hurt the pay-per-view before, so they had the bridge because they already announced Mercedes' first match.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm saying the same thing. The only wrestler that you could give it to was Willow. So even though her first reign, you might say it might be tainted or it's not that, Willow proved herself how she go everywhere else and be the world champion but can't in her own home.
She re-beat Mercedes. The only three people who has beaten Mercedes in AEW has been Chris Statlander, Toni Storm, Willow Nightingale. The third person to do so. and now she's having a proper TBS title reign, and she's killing it.
But you missed the point. You missed the thing about it. If she was a male, we would all be. The internet would be on fire saying, "Why is she not?" Willow has proven herself.
Yes, to be if Willow was a man, I would say she's not there for the main event picture to be the men's world champion. There is too many men in that division that are way more deserving if Willow was a male.
No, you missed. What I'm saying is, I think we downplay the TBS title is their secondary title, right?
Willow has secondary title. I consider it the secondary world title because they have 2 shows and they wrestle on both.
No, it's the you got your world champion, then you got that title. It's the secondary championship, right?
But they say the same thing about the Continental Championship being their second world title.
We ain't gonna get through that. That Continental title is a whole nother mixed bag of that. We're not even gonna go there because we all can say he's belt happy. I don't want to hijack the show, but I just want you to think about this: if Willow was good enough to be New Japan Strong Champion, CMLL Champion, and any other championship she's held, right? The same thing other wrestlers have done, but she can't win the big one in her home where she has proven herself because, like, when the emergency happened, break the glass, you got a Willow, right? How many interim? Hold on, hear me out. How many interim champions have you had as the interim women's champion and it has never been Willow? He always go back to something else, right? You had plenty of times to give her that proper reign and give her that proper thing. Yeah, she's TBS champion, but that's saying congratulations, you're Intercontinental champion again.
I got you right now. You ready for this name?
Mm-hmm.
Claudio Castagnoli, former Ring of Honor world champion, current CMLL world champion. Not even sniffing a world title. And it makes sense based on who he's in the division with. You know what I mean?
But look who he is. Look what he's been stuck with.
Yes, but I'm saying it's possible to be a world champion in other companies and not be in the main title picture.
But look who he's been with. He's in there with Mox. You're never going to do anything bigger than Mox. You like if he was
if you go back though, if you do go back though in that New Japan Pro Strong match, right? If Mercedes doesn't break her ankle, Willow never becomes champion.
Yeah, basically.
And I think she would have been champion. They would have ran it back for her to get the title.
I don't think they would have ran it back.
No,
because at the time,
I don't think they had ran it back.
Think about what Willow was at that time. Willow was the hottest thing at the time.
I think that's why when Julia got hurt, that's the AEW did a WWE move and said, "Oh, let's be lazy. Let's just put the title on Willow. We could run it back with Mercedes on AEW television."
And they can build the feud.
You said that was the running back.
And Willow put Mercedes over, and that was the running back.
Okay, I can see that because I didn't think about that. That was the let's run that match back because we didn't have.
You don't have to do that if Mercedes never breaks her ankle. You know what I mean? And then Willow probably would have had a proper first reign after she beat Julia Hart.
Something to think about. You might have just changed your mind a little bit, but I still think Willow should have been champion.
I agree. I think there's still plenty of time for Willow to be champion.
There is. There's plenty of time for Willow to be champion. It's not like Willow's 40 years old and she's not sniffing the strap. She will. She definitely will. But I see it like this. She has yet to beat Chris Statlander in a one-on-one contest. You know what I mean? She has yet to beat Chris. And that's the person she's gonna beat for the world championship. Mm-hmm. And that's that right in that story.
Because Chris is the one to make her like dig deep down, like, yeah, you need to this is what you need to focus on. None of the flowers and rainbows.
You've never been able to beat me. You've never been able to beat me because you can't dig deep.
You can't dig deep, right? You can't dig deep. You're too happy.
Too peaceful, too powerful. You know what I mean?
This is AEW. We're the best wrestle. Take the rainbows over there to the other side with CM Phil.
Listen, I will say this. Willow will be women's world champion, but I'm not in a rush for her to do so. True. There's a reason why Tekla was able to catch lightning in a bottle and become world champion as fast as she was able to. And I do think TK put the straps willingly on other people. He put the strap on Keita, didn't work out. He put the strap on Paige, whatever her second name was, Soraya.
Sheeta did work. You said Sheeta didn't work out?
Sheeta did work.
She worked multiple times.
I'm not talking about the first 3 reigns. I'm talking about the reign she had before Toni Storm was the face of the franchise.
Oh, that was just the intro one, remember?
And they needed Toni Storm to carry the strap.
No, they just needed somebody to hold it until they got it together.
But what I'm saying is TK is willing to put the strap on other people. It just hasn't worked out. And every single time he does, he has to put it right back on Toni Storm. And that's why he was able to put it on Chris Statlander, and it was a great transition. Now you have it on Tekla.
Hey, look, it's the same thing with Charlotte Flair, right? You don't know what to do? Throw the strap on Charlotte Flair. We don't know what to do? Throw the strap on Charlotte Flair. We don't know what to do? Throw the strap on Charlotte Flair. That was Tony. But hey, you know what they're not doing anymore? They're not throwing the strap on Charlotte Flair. We're getting some new women. Stephanie is cool. We got Jade Cargill. She's cool. The other women in the title picture are cool. Maybe AEW is doing the same thing with Tony. Maybe it's a good thing Tony's out. Let us see if this woman's roster can really survive, because on paper, like we all said, they are the greatest women's wrestling roster to live.
Yeah, and honestly, as we all could agree upon, Tony is great. She's fun to see on TV every week, but sometimes, you know, you get a little bit of fatigue seeing the same thing. So we there's some time of her, you know, being gone for whatever the reason is. Hopefully she's fine. And when she comes back, obviously it's going to be to a massive pop, and everyone is going to want to know how does that title picture look when she comes back. So just like Marcus said, man, they'll be fine, and it's an opportunity for everyone to kind of step up, you know.
The guy, how do you feel about Ronda Rousey with that AEW appearance, knowing that she's not signed?
I know
it was just
popped.
as a nice screw you. Wasn't the pop?
I know the guy popped. I know the guy popped. I know he grabbed his Ronda Rousey Funko. He grabbed his Ronda Rousey Women's Championship, and he was like, "Let's go."
He looks unmoved. I don't know if he agrees.
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay, I like that.
So I'm gonna say this, and I want you to laugh. I've had wet farts more exciting than Ronda Rousey. So
Hater alert! Hater alert!
that's how I felt. I was like, oh, she's there and she's gone again. Yep, typical. Okay, moving along. Didn't care about her in WWE. I was like, why was she taking up so much TV time? The best thing I saw with Ronda is when Charlotte Flair beat her for that title on that episode of SmackDown. So I could care less. I know that, and I think she's too outspoken for the wrong reason. Like, ma'am, okay, we get it. You mad at the company because you wanted the women's division to be the best thing ever. Got it. Good. Yes, you're fighting. Your name holds weight. Oh, man, your name really ain't a draw. I'm sorry. It is in certain spaces. Yes, go ahead and fight. Go over there. You're not Brock Lesnar. Sorry. You know, you're not that good. She's kind of...
You're just not that guy, pal.
Yeah, she's never did anything in the ring, in wrestling ring. I'm not going to say MMA. In the wrestling ring that made me say, oh, my God, it's Ronda Rousey. I'm okay. I'm okay.
I love the Brock Lesnar reference. You're not Brock Lesnar.
Because in my mind, like when I see, I feel like she wants to be the female version. She was because the crossover. He went that way. You came this way. He went there and came back. You started there and came over. And it's like I always felt like her matches were so clunky. And this, she kept doing this and then changing her outfit and running to the ring. Couldn't cut a promo. I don't think she invested in the time in wrestling that we see athletes do and be successful. And I think that she just took it that I'm Ronda Rousey. I can do what I want. My name is I'm a draw. No, you're really not. Like I don't see people tuning in to say, like I didn't see it trended on Twitter any more than that 1 hour was on there. What else was it trended?
Yeah, and at least for me, I don't want to say, I guess I was kind of surprised that it was a one-off, because like you kind of hear things like you see is like AEW is a little bit more creative freedom, like the talent could kind of have more freedom. So I was kind of like, okay, if Ronda is here in AEW now, we all know how she feels about WWE. Maybe she could, it's more wrestling based. So I thought she would have stood there, but it was apparently just a one-off. So kind of like the guy said, it was kind of like, okay, it's cool. She's here and now she's gone. There goes that. So, but at first, to be honest, I popped. I did pop because I was but I was a Ronda fan when I was watching UFC.
Tell the truth. You got a Ronda Rousey t-shirt in your house.
I do not. But,
he plays that theme music. He plays that theme music every time he gets ready for work. I have a bad reputation.
I popped more for Brie Bella than I did for Ronda Rousey.
Now you're just lying.
Saudi Arabia.
Now you're just lying.
Whoa. Brie Bella's the better Bella. Jimmy Uso's the better Uso. I will stand on top of that hill.
I don't listen. We can have a whole show about the Bellas, but you can look, but you can't touch. Brie mode. Did anybody figure out what Brie mode was? Have we ever figured that out?
I'll call Daniel and I'll ask him.
Okay, thank you.
With that being said, we're going to go to our second commercial break, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
Dive into a world where every pinfall, Every suplex and every promo is celebrated in fashion. From the legendary 3-count trivia to the iconic bad guy wrestling, we've got the latest gear to elevate your wrestling wardrobe. Show off your passion for the squared circle. It's not just clothing, it's a lifestyle. Come shop with us and unleash your inner champion at foursidesofthering.com. That's foursidesofthering.com.
I got an update.
Foursidesofthering.com.
Real quick.
Update.
Okay. Rio is in rehab still for her injury. It is undisclosed. And Sheeta is filming movies in Japan. That is why she is not on television.
She's on her El Santo shit. Good for her. Funding her own country.
Yeah, I wonder. Look, now I'm just looking for the movies that she's been in, because you know it's gonna be some awesome action sequences.
Probably.
All right, we're gonna get one more topic before we get into the real reason we did this episode for tonight. Is it too late for wrestlers to speak good about Vince McMahon after all the accusations, allegations, and the Netflix documentary? Mark Henry on the Nails No podcast said some encouraging words about Mr. McMahon. Do you think it is enough time has passed where wrestlers can comfortably double back and say how much they love Vince? Unlike Randy and Cena, who've always been on the I love that man. Doesn't matter what he did.
I would name my firstborns after him.
Never did not with those women.
So if you don't mind, I'll just say I don't think that it's wrong for them to speak positive of him, because I think they're just saying the same thing that we already knew about Vince McMahon and what he's done for them. Like, especially when William Regal said something about he paid me when I was out of contract and let me go to AEW and still work, and he got double pay. You know what I mean? Like, yes, Vince McMahon is a monster. We can agree upon that. But when people are saying, you know, he did this for me, I don't think they're downplaying what he's done or the allegations or whatever it may be. I think they're just saying their experience with them and sharing it, because we're in a world where it's 2026, and we need to know why Channel took his hair out yesterday and what was the story behind him taking out his hair. You know, that's the type of world that we live in. Like, oh, what's the story? Why is your hair like that now? You know, 2 days ago it was braided. Please tell me. You know what I mean? Oh, he's doing that because he wants to, you know, we're in that type of world where everybody's wanting content.
I can see the headlines now. Chano's hair is not dead. 4 sides of the ring, bankrupt.
Well, if you guys must know, it was week 5 braids and they were looking crazy, so I decided to take them out. And my hair's long enough for a little poof.
But that's my I don't care that they're saying it, because we've heard these stories before. We've heard the good and the bad stories, right? And like, even when Daniel Bryan said I had to leave because he was too protective of me, he wouldn't let me wrestle. I wanted to wrestle. That's a good thing. But then on the same token, this man did some crazy stuff. Like, I'm trying not to get you all bad or anything, but we know, and I'm just saying a monster. He, you know, to be associated or say something out of his name, like, it's not the level of, oh, I don't want to care about this person because of that. You know what I mean? Like, but I think I think they're just sharing their experience.
No, yeah, the name, like his name, Vince McMahon, when you think that name now, it's even like bigger than wrestling because of whatever allegations. Like, people who aren't even into the product, they maybe now know who he is. It's like, oh, that guy, I've heard of that wrestling thing. Oh shit, that's what he did. But not to talk too much on that, just to answer the question. I agree with the guy. Like, I don't think it's too soon, because as he said, he's just a lot of wrestlers are just saying their perspective on him and their opinion, and obviously there's nothing wrong to say how you feel, especially if they feel that Vince did them right. There's a lot of wrestlers on record saying how he was a bad businessman, some saying how he was good, but one thing that everyone could agree on, focusing on pro wrestling, is if it wasn't for Vince, it would have not been where we at now. He made it to the mainstream product that it is by basically, you know, purchasing all the territories and buying all that history. And he made it mainstream, man. I mean, of course, with a lot of help and outside star power, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, whatever allegations, obviously he's wrong and all that stuff, but you got to appreciate what he did for the wrestling business itself.
Marcus, you got to take on people being nice to Ms. McMahon after all the allegations and hoopla?
No, I think I think everybody has stories, like both our guys said right here, and I think people are going to do what they're going to do to just throw away the negative, regardless of what it is, and try to put some positive because people's lives are hard nowadays. And you know what? We understand what Vince did and all that, and all the dark stuff that comes with that. And I think some people need to understand that, you know what? This man did decide to help Mark Henry while he was going through a tough time with his mom. You know what I mean? And still pay him while he wasn't working and allow him to take 6 months off. And just, like the stories with Mick Foley and stuff like that. So I think these guys share those stories just to share some positive and not even condone like they think what Vince did was right or anything, but just to share some type of positive because you don't want, like I said, the last thing you want is to remember negative things.
Yeah.
So
it's very hard because as much as the monstrous shit this man has done, there's also good things he has done. You know what I mean? Morality is whether somebody's a good or bad person isn't always black or white.
That is true.
It's way more complicated and complex than that. For every 10, I'm pretty sure, excuse my language, I'm pretty sure there's people, serial killers who have donated to charities and feed the homeless. You know what I mean? There have been abusers who taken stray cats and dogs. Sometimes life isn't so black and white. And I think if somebody chooses to show love based on the good that they did for them personally, while acknowledging what they did was wrong, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean?
100%.
Because life isn't easy. And this is not condoning anything he did, but there's more to life than just whether somebody's a good person or somebody's inherently evil. I think it's very hard to be inherently evil through and through. Like everything about you is evil. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You see baby carriages, you tip it over. You see an old lady walking towards the door, you close it in her face.
Why was that your first go-to? Good God.
You know what I mean? So
that's the most heelish thing to Chano is
see a person with cane, kick the cane out. Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Punch a baby in that face. Like, good God. Like,
that's his favorite movie.
You are like different levels of hate. You okay? You need a hug?
No, listen. I'm just saying. I don't think people aren't just inherently evil just to be evil. You know what I mean? I don't believe that. Just like I don't think people are good just to be good. Even nuns. But the main thing I don't want to talk about.
This man needs a hug.
Pull up.
Where's Nip Ram?
Eating strip club shrimp. Now he's at work.
That's what you don't want to eat on a Thursday.
Oh, he said, you gotta look for what do you do 4 sides of the ring after dark? He'll tell you the story. There's some truth behind that. And he ain't correct.
Bro, he sent us a picture of a plate. There was like 14 shrimps on the plate.
At a strip club.
No way.
Who goes to a strippy for the food buffet? You know what I mean? He's really having the time of his life.
And wanted y'all to come with him.
Missing out on these shrimps, guys.
Marcus is so embarrassed right now. He's like, "Yeah, that's
it's because it's like a thing that this gentleman's club does, right?" And
look at him, so professional.
Like clean it up for your little brother.
That's what it's called. That's what it's called. It's called a gentleman's club. But they do this. I think it's like twice a year. They do this all you can eat buffet and then all you can drink for like an hour from 11 to 12, and it's all you can drink anything. Top shelf, bottom shelf, tap water, mop water, anything. You know,
that's what they cook the shrimp in. The mop water.
You're probably right. You're probably right. Nick Ray loves that shit though.
Nah, he really calls off the episode. He could like, I can't record this week. I gotta go get my shrimp. I'm like, all right, gangster, boil out. But come to the main thing I want to talk about. So this week's episode is called Pepsiville versus the Bloodline, based off Scott Pilgrim versus the World, right? And everybody's like, Roman can't win a match by himself. He can't do it. Who is Roman Reigns without the Bloodline? Well, who is Cody Rhodes without being the American Nightmare? Who is Stone Cold Steve Austin without Stone Cold when he was stunning Steve? Who is The Rock when he was rocking Mavia? Who was The Undertaker before he became the Dead Man? Like, what are we doing here? We're acting like wrestlers don't find a gimmick that works for them and stick to it and bleed it dry.
Yeah.
Roman is not the only wrestler. For the rest of his life, for the rest, as long as wrestlings exist, he will not be the only wrestler to find a gimmick that works for him and stick to it. Yep. Who was John Cena without the Doctor of Thugonomics? When he was the prototype, my man was the prototype of doo-doo, Garbaggio, because he wasn't getting no burn.
Generic wrestler number one.
Yeah, bro. He was 6'1".
The red shorts and everything. It's crazy.
Blue shorts. Ruthless aggression. He almost got clipped. You know what I mean? Like, who are your favorite wrestlers without the gimmick that works for them? Honestly and truthfully. So there's been so many posts on Twitter. Oh, Roman did. What has he done without the Shield of the Bloodline? Oh, I'm sorry that wrestling, you got to find a gimmick that works for you. You know what I mean? So you can put food on your table for your family. And I got to remind myself, Chano, these people aren't wrestling fans. They're CM Punk fans battling against Roman Reigns fans for supremacy for no apparent reason. Because these men probably respect each other in the locker room. It's nuts. Stop saying who is Roman Reigns without the bloodline. Your favorite wrestler found a gimmick that worked for them and they stuck it through. Because guess what? If they did not find a gimmick that worked for them, they wouldn't be wrestling. And also, guess what? Your favorite wrestlers who aren't wrestling on TV no more, they didn't have a gimmick that worked on TV, and that's where they got clipped in the first place. And I hate to say that because everybody deserves to find the job that gives them passion and love and desire at the same time, but you can't shit on people who found the gimmick that worked for them. Yep. Look at Karrion Kross. My man was struggling off 4 years of that contract until his last 6 months when he cut that pipe bomb and it worked for him. Then he finally gained traction and became beloved.
Hey, Mick Foley found 3 gimmicks that worked.
Yes. But you know what I mean? You know how lucky you got to be to find one gimmick that works, but in order to find multiple gimmicks that work, you know what I mean? It's rough. It's not easy. There's a reason why Toni Storm is probably going to be timeless Toni Storm for the rest of her life because it works. Yep. It works. Look at Cody Rhodes in WWE before he left to go to indie scene to reinvent himself. He was Stardust. He was doing absolutely nothing but the blonde hair, the neck tattoo, and there's more than one royal family rejuvenated his career. Now look at him. He's the biggest babyface probably all of wrestling. And we're talking about who is Roman Reigns without the bloodline? Who is he without that gimmick? Like, get over yourselves. Or he needs help from his cousins. It's called
Rey Mysterio without a mask.
Bro, could you imagine for all of Roman's 1,000-day reign, he would have beat everybody clean as a whistle? People would be heated. How dare you bury these many people?
Could you imagine maskless Rey Mysterio winning the World Heavyweight Championship?
Yo, it would have not hit the same.
Bro, facts. There's no booyaka. It's just, this is Rey Mysterio. You know what I mean?
He doesn't even come out to a song. He just walks out. There's no
who's that driving out the sky? R-E-Y Mysterio. You know what I mean? There's none of that. You guys have to understand the wrestling is important in wrestling, obviously. Duh. But the most important part of wrestling is the gimmick. Is your character. If you don't have a character that works, guess what? You probably won't be on TV. And it's not, you could be the most incredible wrestler in the world. But if you can't get however many people in the stands to care about you at all, look at Danhausen. Danhausen has yet to wrestle in WWE, and that man is beloved.
He's never going to wrestle.
My man's had 4 weeks. And in the 4th week, everybody knows the taglines. Everybody's going, you are cursed. And Danhausen was working triple time to get that over. He was like, you are cursed. You are cursed. Working overtime to get that over, and it worked for him. Stop shitting on people who fouls tend to work for them and make money off of it. Because if Roman Reigns was to beat your favorite wrestler clean for all 1,000 days of his reign, you'd be way more upset. I promise you. You'd be sick to be like, why is he buried him? How come they can't jump over someone? Like, bro, it's part of it who it is. And unfortunately, Pepsi Phil was talking halal. He should have never mentioned Alpha at all. And they gave old boy a chance to apologize, but he wanted to be like, oh, you guys are young boys. Stop antagonizing the people with drinking problems. You know what I mean?
Pepsi Phil was just being Pepsi Phil. That's why like he's just the as we all know, like one of the best on the mic, just because of he has no filter. He says kind of what he says, and that's why us as fans love him. But just to kind of answer, I guess, like the initial what, like Roman without the tribal chief. Roman before tribal chief, he was, even though you could argue, okay, they were trying to like push him down our throats, but he was already a main eventer. He was already a world champion. That's who Roman was. Roman, he was as and you always hear the stories. I forget from where I heard it from, but Vince had said this guy is going to put food on our tables for the next 10 years. And guess what? It's been 11. And Roman is still that guy, and it looks like, to me at least, hoping that he's going to get another world title on his waist. So
could you imagine if Stone Cold never cut that 316 promo?
Yeah, and it was, and the thing is, it was, and the thing is, with the Stone Cold, it was all organic. Like, it wasn't written. He just went out there, said what came to mind, and that was in, I believe, like 96 after the King of the Ring, and he just went with that. Literally his whole career for the next like what 5, 6, 8 years or whatever, he was on top just from that. And it's the same with Roman. It's the same with Roman.
It's nuts. And the guy, you're a bit of a wrestling historian. Can you give us a couple other wrestlers who became well known after a gimmick change that truly rejuvenated their career and made them like fringe bubble guys? Because Stunning Steve was a bubble guy. You know what I mean? He was a WCW bubble guy.
If I had to say one before the guy goes, I had searched this up earlier because I was curious, and I again saw the clip earlier. Glenn Jacobs Kane, he had a gimmick where he was like a evil dentist, and he had a feud with Bret Hart. And I'm sure we probably don't remember that because it didn't go over. They restructured his character and made him Kane. So that's just it just came to mind since you asked the guy. So my apologies. But that's just one that stuck out to me as well. Like an evil dentist that never went over. You make him Kane. Now look at him. He's like a household name for wrestling fans, you know. But my bad, the guy.
No, you're perfectly fine. No, and that's one of the ones I was saying. Nobody remembers who Mark Calloway was, but we know him now because his name is being used. You already said Rocky Maivia. You could think about, look at Mick Foley. He got over as Mick Foley only because Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind. You know, he had to keep trying things to the point. And I'll talk about some recent ones. People don't remember Io Shirai in NXT when she had the same gear that she's wearing now. They remember her with the black leather on and the dark music, the music that she uses now. But now she went back to her old gear. But she went through how many different character change to make it work, right? Even to the point, Bray Wyatt, God rest his soul. You already talked about Cena. I'm trying to think of Chris Jericho, of course. We know the Lion Tamer to Y2J to whatever gimmick worked. The list. You know what I mean? Like, everything that he's done has worked. I'll give you one step further, and this is really going to hit home. Edge and Christian.
Mm-hmm.
They came, the Brood, it was there. Yeah. But when did they really get over? When they became Edge and Christian. The benefit of flash photography. You get what I'm saying? Like, remember, that was there over the hump. So the thing is, when people say that about Roman, I get it. I think that we hate it because we had to watch it. Like, we had to watch Cena get shoved down our throat. We watched the transformation of Randy Orton. We've watched the transformation of Charlotte Flair from Divas Champion to Women's Champion. We've even watched the Irish Lash Kicker. You know, nobody really cared about Becky Lynch when she was coming on there, steampunk, going like this everywhere. But as soon as her nose got broke, look what we get. But the thing, to bring your point home, I think what we seem to forget, CM Punk is a one-trick pony. He's going to have you eating out his hands because you give him a microphone, he's one of the most dangerous people ever. But just like Adam Cole said, you know what they got to do to make me feel special? Ring the bell. He don't feel special when the bell rings. He doesn't have those dance partners. It's always his other dance partner that makes CM Punk special in the ring. It don't matter who he's cutting a promo with. Hands down, he's probably the best one, right? I would say him and Chris Jericho because of my bias with Chris Jericho. You give him a mic, CM Punk is going to destroy you and have the crowd eating out your hands. Jericho is going to hit you with what the story needs, right? So Roman has figured out how to let the promo hit. When the bell rings, I'm going to tell this story. But also, I got the stuff that everybody wished they had. The women want me. The men admire me. The kids think I'm cool. And guess what? When I'm there, I'm taking on this word of aura forming, right? It's just something. Y'all remember, and I'm going to keep referencing WrestleMania 40. When those kids were playing his new music, and everybody in the arena was just frozen. Who has that ability to do so? I hate him. There's my tag team partner. I hate him. Who has that ability to captivate the entire crowd just from his entrance alone? CM Punk has to get a microphone. But this feud is going to be heavily one-sided when that bell rings. I think it's going to be heavy. I think it's going to be heavy.
I don't think it's going to be heavily one-sided because Phil could still go in the ring.
Can he?
Honestly,
unpack that. You ain't going to just say that.
For an older gentleman,
he needs a dance partner. It's his dance partner that's helping him.
AJ,
older gentleman,
Dustin Rhodes can go.
First off, don't ever use Dustin Rhodes' name in vain like that because that man can move. You know what I mean? Dustin Rhodes is still booming. But for an older gentleman, Phil can still move. He can't move how he did 20 years ago, obviously, age. But
20 years ago, he couldn't move.
That's when he used to move. Let's not do that to Phil.
Okay. I challenge you to go back and watch his matches. It's all about his dance partner. Think about it. You didn't care about CM Punk until he wrestled John Cena.
I mean, I don't care about a lot of people that wrestled John Cena.
What was it him he had the feud with? Was it Jeff? I'm not too sure. I believe it was the Jeff.
He wasn't heel enough for Jeff. It was like, why are you fighting Jeff? It was kind of like, go away. Go back and rewatch it.
I was more into Jeff. I ain't going to
yeah, and you want to see Punks to go away. Just go back and watch it. I mean, even with him and Rey Mysterio with the mask thing, it was like, go away. Why are you here? It wasn't believable, I should say. That's the thing. So when it comes to CM Punk, his most believable feud is because Drew McIntyre, he pulled his soul out of CM Punk. That was probably his most believable and his best matches. Seth Rollins. Think about it. Come on now.
That Seth feud just wasn't great. It wasn't a great feud at all. I didn't enjoy that one bit.
Who, Seth?
I didn't enjoy the Seth feud. I'm not really a Seth guy, but I act nice because that's the bad guy's guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's his baby daddy. So I act nice. I act nice with Seth Rollins.
because right? You feel like you have to.
Oh yeah, breezy.
Okay.
the bad guy came after you.
that's his man.
But you know what's crazy? Phil hasn't been killing Roman on the mic either.
He's taking the shots.
He's trying, and the crowd is like, "Do you want to see Roman Reigns?" And he's smelling like a boo, but they're going, "Yeah, where's Roman?"
Because it's something. That's what I'm saying. It took that long to get Roman to this point. That my only issue with the Bloodline, and I've been on record saying this. I think I said it here before. I hated the Bloodline story because we didn't get Roman enough. Because I felt like every time when the months that we didn't see him, I'm like, where is he? Because he made the story that much better when he was physically there. I didn't care if they called him. I didn't care about the video package. I didn't care that the Usos or Paul Heyman was on screen. It's something about when Roman hit, it was different. So even when he said, oh, you sent him out. But here's the crazy part, and y'all not prepared for this. CM Punk is putting the Bloodline back together in a roundabout way. It's happening right before our eyes. He's literally putting them back together. And when Roman said that thing, he basically said, I'm putting the hit out on Punk. It's going to happen before Mania. He's going to beat him by himself, but Punk ain't going to be the same person walking into Mania as he think he is now. Look what happened now. Jey told him, go get him. Go get him. You better get him. Yeah, come on. And Roman Snap was like, I forgot who I am.
That was fucking great. That was
because Roman had, you see, it clicked, and I was like, Roman is so perfect at that because he had to remember, oh, I am him. I'm gonna smash him. That's who I am.
Yep.
It's crazy. Well, the other day I was talking to Miriam last week, and I told him Roman's WrestleMania entrance is gonna be all his family waiting on the ramp as Roman walks down the ramp
with the ones up, yeah.
with the ones up. It's gonna be every single one of his family members. It's gonna be aunties, nieces,
Yeah, like 15 on each side.
cousins. Yeah. It's gonna be it's gonna be Lance on a Y. You're gonna see Zilla Fatu in there. You know what I mean?
Everybody gonna be doing this.
Everybody's gonna be throwing the ones up while he walks down, and the last person's gonna give him the Ulafala. And it's gonna be absolutely fire.
It's gonna be a hologram of his father.
How they had? Didn't they have the family pictures the one year?
Actually, yes.
Yeah, they had the family pictures going down.
I'm sorry.
The little is gonna be floating.
They had the big boxes land as he walked past, with the pictures of everybody who wrestled, all the Anawai Fatu family members, and that was super gas. But this year, I'm telling you, he's bringing out all the family members.
Listen, all I'm really getting from this episode, we got to get Marcus the hologram wrestling matches before.
Just hear me out. What if you remember when Finn Balor was like twitching? That one.
Yeah. It was red.
Right. Yeah. He was like switching to his What if Roman gets hit by like a chair or something, right? When all this shenanigans is going on, and out of nowhere, all you hear is like, "Roman, get up! Roman, get up!" And like they're pretending like it's his pops, and Roman's just like, looking at him.
What is this?
He gets the power, and he gets the power, bro. And he puts the Ulafala on. Superman punches CM Punk, spear. 1, 2, 3 takes the title home.
That's some COVID shit. That's like
COVID. That's Cody Rhodes. That's giving him Cody Rhodes treatment right there. Not even Cody Rhodes' father got to speak to him. You know what I mean? Cody's gonna go backstage like, "Yo, I want next. I want next."
I tell you what, if that happens, then CM Punk has to sell that he's a religious guy, because he did say that. He's like looking around like,
where's that coming from? We all know it's coming from the speaker there. You see like Jimmy put a Bluetooth speaker, like a JBL Bluetooth speaker.
I will say this. I'm glad he said Alpha and he didn't say Rosie.
Yeah.
True.
Because I think him mentioning Rosie, because I know there's a lot of things that like he can say about Punk and that he's not, which is kind of like, ooh, I want messiness from our WrestleMania promos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I can say this: he probably
professionals. You know,
I'm pretty sure Roman told him to say that. To say, you're gonna be dead like your father, because these wrestlers, they want to sell the tickets. They want the biggest draw. They're the biggest. Oh yeah, get the most heat on me because I know that's gonna keep me in the lot. Sell the most money. And think about it. I think every week we've had a different Roman T-shirt, haven't we?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. I will say I don't think it was. I think it was like spoken about, like, hey, let's talk about this. But I don't think like that particular line they went over. At least for me, like when CM Punk said that line, like, "I'm gonna bury you next to your father" or whatever, it kind of felt out of place. Like he kind of forced that. So, but either ways it worked. Like either ways it worked. But I'm sure they did go over it.
Yeah, listen, you have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, stuff like, of course. Yeah,
I'm sure. Unreal
season 6, we shall know. You gonna see them talking about it backstage before that infamous line.
Did you see that LA Knight didn't know he was being filmed in Gorilla, and he said he's never gonna stop in Gorilla ever again?
Yes, that was crazy. He just walks back. He said, "You could come talk to me in the locker room."
Yeah, I don't blame him because my man's was mad vulnerable. He's like, I didn't know they were filming for that.
Oh, wow.
But think about it. He's trying to keep himself in the limelight too. He's gonna keep saying stuff like, does he realize he's not the guy right now? But
watch him be all part of the season part 2, like season 6 part 2. It's all LA Knight.
Yeah. That is gonna be the episode name. Yeah.
Just to highlight some messages. I know. Before we get out of here, that you did a gimmick change. 3 that y'all didn't say was, who is Bailey if she didn't stop becoming a hugger?
Role model.
She is. Also, who's JBL if he doesn't swap from being Bradshaw? Yeah,
that's because Triple H didn't want to work on Thursday. Remember?
That's a good shout. That's honestly a really good shout. Listen,
it worked for JBL.
Bradshaw was a good character too, though.
Listen, there's plenty of wrestlers. Look at Kofi Kingston when he was a Jamaican. He's winning titles.
Oh my God! I'm so sorry on the Bradshaw thing. You just reminded me. I remember I seen the video when he first debuted as JBL. Because at first he would come out, like all rough and rugged and drinking a beer, and like the next week he just came out in a limo and like a suit. It was like no real story. It was just like, okay, cool. Now he's like a corporate guy. I was like, all right, this is JBL. This is
My last one is
Go ahead.
who's Drew McIntyre if he doesn't get fired?
And gained
That's
weight.
very good.
He was a string bean.
I was gonna say, yeah, he gained a lot. He gained the muscle mass.
If that never happened, where would he have been Intercontinental Champion for the rest of his life?
I'm not
But
gonna hold you.
NXT had a lot of people like that too, like Andrade.
True. I'm not gonna hold you though. I remember seeing watching the wrestling again. It was like, this is Drew McIntyre. It's like from a 3-man band. I'm like, he looks like Drew McIntyre. 8 Drew McIntyre. What the hell is this?
Yeah.
The man is jacked.
He definitely went back and said, "I'm gonna add all Vince like big meaty men. I'm gonna become one." He definitely did.
But look at Chelsea Green. You know what I mean? She left a couple times, came back, and now she's lit.
Yeah.
Naomi.
Love Chelsea.
Exactly, Naomi.
R-Truth. We brought him back.
You mean K Quick?
Listen, there's so many wrestlers. So let's stop with who is he without the bloodline? Let's stop that. Because your favorite wrestler wasn't nobody until they found a gimmick that worked for them.
Yeah.
It's wrestling. It's professional wrestling. You need character work. You need a character that works. If you don't have a character that works, guess what? You're not making it off of pure talent alone. I'm not gonna hold you. You can be the best wrestler. You can be the best wrestler in the world, but unless you make me feel, unless you have a character like maybe like, yeah, I'll be like, oh, look at this guy. Imagine you saw the best match of your life, right? 75 minutes slobber knocking, you're locked in every single minute. Just absolutely killed that match. You're like, yo, who is this guy? And then he gets on the mic, you're like, oh my God, what is his name? He's like, thanks, guys. See you next week. It just walks to the
okay,
back.
bye. just walks out of the ring.
Like, who the fuck is this guy?
He just put on a fucking 5-star banger. Why he talks like that?
And then you see him after the show. Hi. You know what I mean? You'd be disappointed. You might be intrigued. Like, who the fuck is him?
In reality, without trying to I'm not shitting on anything. Y'all know I love AEW, but if it wasn't for AEW, you wouldn't know any of these wrestlers. And that's a reality. That's a fact. Unless you're a fan like us and you're looking at New Japan, you're following PWI, you're watching ROH, you're looking at TNA. If there was no AEW, the only 2 names you really might know are Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Other than that, there is no Jon Moxley. There is no timeless Toni Storm.
No.
So Chano's right. We got to get away from if there wasn't for this, if it wasn't we got to be grateful that these wrestlers found it and that they're fucking killing it.
Literally.
And it's nuts. It drives me absolutely up a wall. I absolutely hate it.
Mm-hmm.
And it pisses me off so much because I'm like, how are you mad? Somebody found something that worked.
Yep.
Are you that mad that you don't think your person is gonna win this match?
It's only cool when Cody's crying about his dad.
Shit, it might be because I'm telling you, people don't like wrestling. People like watching their favorite wrestler win matches and win championships. They don't care about the rest of the product. You know who's a name that we haven't mentioned? Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, yeah, she was popular as a babyface, but you know when she ascended superstardom, when she became a heel.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
When she became a heel, that's when she absolutely popped off. And turning heel was the best thing to ever work with her and Dom. It is the best thing to happen for her career, hands down. So stop saying, oh, this and that, and stop shitting on Dom. Dom's 27, 28, still figuring it out. Like, oh,
Tom is a 20-year vet.
Dom.
And he's technically he's a Grand Slam champion. Technically,
veteran status, bro. He did his
technically, you know that, right? He's a Grand Slam champion. When he won that AAA championship, that's a world championship.
True. They're saying they should break up Dom and Liv and Dom and put him in Stephanie. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? You say you're tired of my man's being a Casanova, and your solution is to make him another Casanova? What are we doing? Listen, the only gimmick change I want to see for Dom is if he becomes a belt collector. He just comes in the Raw one day. I want all the straps. It starts knocking them out one by one. That's the only belt change I want.
What needs to happen is, right, he let's say he loses the Mega Championship. I just need a promo of like maybe like Chavo or somebody like coming to pick him up. Like, nah, you need to come with me. I need to show you some things. And then you make Dom disappear for like 6 months. And then you bring him back on the new WWE diet that everybody's doing, and he's jacked, and then you make him the belt collector.
I like that.
I eat vegan chicken nuggets.
without the protective gear, without the shirt, my man just come out jacked, fully sleeved up on both sides, yoked.
Yoked. I ain't a little boy no more. He still ain't Rey Mysterio.
I don't like chicken tendies.
Yep.
Not
I
anymore.
like chicken tenders. I'm like, ooh. my man said the hardy are. But listen, that's our episode, everybody. We've been rocking with you guys for an hour and some change, hour and a half and some change. Thank you for listening to this episode. The guy, our guy, because he is Brandon the guy, championship culture, wrestling around one half the championship culture, because every belt has a story, brother. Where can the people find it?
Absolutely. You can check us out on Instagram at championship culture _ or the Wrestling Realm. That is Wrestling Realm with 2 W's on all social media platforms, including X. Check out the flagship show every Wednesday for the Wrestling Now podcast. And you can check out all the episodes of Championship Culture by going over to Wrestling Realm. YouTube.com/Wrestling Realm. You can see the playlist for just Championship Culture, where we believe that everybody has a story.
Listen, me and Brandon the guy, we got to take prom photos because all these bootleg belt creators are hitting me up asking me if I want a belt. I keep telling them I'm spoken for, okay? I already have somebody in my life that makes belts for me.
Yeah, don't ever post a belt or don't post that you like one. Bro, I make the best, give you best deal. Bro, you need a belt? Check out my custom belts. And he flood you, don't they?
They be hitting me, they be harassing me. I be like,
all hours a day.
I'm happily taken. I have all my belt needs satisfied. Thank you very much.
Not a problem photo.
Me up in my DM.
We gotta do the prom photo. We gotta do it from behind.
We gotta have hands like this. They be like, are they maximum male models? We are. We're their stunt doubles.
I love that gimmick, by the way. They're great.
Listen, you saw the one when he kicked the chi out when he was on. What was it? What's this with the white guy with the ponytail? That be doing the interviews, some AEW, oh yeah, or something, whatever it's called. I gotta see it.
I know. I forgot. I know you're talking about them.
And he, they had 2 chairs, and he kicked the chair out the way and slapped his leg, and sit on his knee the whole interview. You gotta watch it. He said that to me. I was in tears laughing. I'll send it to you.
Tina, let the people know where they can find you, brother.
You can find me at King of Groove on Twitter and TikTok. It was another fun week of talking wrestling with the boys. You catch me here next week. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms at 4 Sides of the Ring.
Yo, I keep forgetting Tino's fired. He's talking smack about the Knicks. He's clipped. You've never seen him again. Where can you find you at, brother?
All right, you can follow me at the Founder MH on Twitter. I don't really pass out the IG like that. Y'all already know what it is. But follow us on all of our social media platforms. We are everywhere.
Listen, I like it. I got Marcus. I'm not sharing the IG wave. You can find me absolutely nowhere. You guys don't deserve to have my Instagram. I only post Power Ranger pictures and pictures of my son. Goddamn, y'all don't deserve to see either. But you can find us at 4 Sides of the Ring on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, MySpace, AIM, AOL, my MSN, Gmail, 4 Sides of the Ring, and Apple Music, all that. Don't listen to that X. That X is 4 SIDESOTR. When the bad guy made this, he said, I don't like these guys. I'm not going to do this correctly in the first place. But we're going to have
He in fact said, just change your name.
Yeah, 1000%. That's actually what he said. He was like, bro, just change your handle. I'm like, I'm sorry. he said,
find us.
Yeah, right? The audacity. But listen, this is another fun week of wrestling. Like the founder says, the voice of God. If you're not enjoying wrestling, you're just not watching it right.
Not the voice of God.
we agree to this. We agree to disagree. And that's our show, guys. Nixon 6.